It has been 19 days since Uganda confirmed an outbreak of Ebola. As of today, the country has registered 6 new Ebola cases, bringing the cumulative number of confirmed cases to 15. One death has been recorded while 12 patients remain admitted and 2 have been discharged. A total of 668 contacts are currently under follow-up. Since the outbreak was declared, the government has issued a number of guidelines and standard operating procedures aimed at preventing further spread of the disease. Among the measures are the installation of hand-washing facilities with soap and clean water or alcohol-based hand sanitizers at transport boarding points such as taxi parks and bus terminals. Operators have also been directed to place hand sanitizers inside buses, taxis, trains and boats, display Ebola prevention messages in English and local languages, disinfect vehicles and screen passengers for symptoms. Today, we conducted a spot check at several bus and taxi parks, especially those operating on routes to border districts as well as selected markets to assess compliance with the Ministry of Health guidelines.
Following the Ebola outbreak, the Ministry of Health issued a number of guidelines, especially for places that attract large gatherings, including taxi and bus parks. Now, a number of these places have already put in place some of these preventive measures, including hand-washing facilities as well as temperature screening points, while others, you might say they have just learnt of these guidelines and are yet to implement these guidelines.
At the entrance of some bus parks, hand-washing facilities had been installed and passengers were told to wash their hands before entering. While some people washed their hands using soap and water, others only washed one hand or skipped using soap altogether.
We have heard about the disease. We wash our hands regularly, use hand sanitizer and do social distancing.
We just wash the hands and you put it the sanitizer, even the sanitizer there. That's all.
Temperature screening was also being conducted at some bus park entrances. Individuals found with temperatures above the normal range were asked to sit aside and wait before being screened again. Those whose temperatures returned to normal levels were cleared to proceed.
They said the temperature was too high.
Like how many?
42. Then it has reduced to 35.
However, it was different at several taxi parks and markets where there were no hand-washing facilities or temperature screening points. Business continued as usual despite the Ministry of Health directives. At some markets, including Chiwie Market, hand-washing tanks were present but empty, with no water available for use. While some members of the public are aware of the Ebola prevention guidelines, others still lack adequate information. During our interactions in downtown Kampala, we found that some people had heard about Ebola but did not fully understand what it is, how it spreads, or how to protect themselves.
I have heard about Ebola, but I don't know much about it. As for protection, I believe God is the one who protects us.
To be honest, I don't know much about Ebola.
Although many were aware of recommendations such as avoiding handshakes, some were still seen shaking hands and hugging in public places. Some residents said they had turned to prayer, hoping for an end to the outbreak. Meanwhile, bus operators on the Kasese route say business has declined following the closure of Uganda's border with the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Following the closure of Uganda-DRC border, the number of passengers traveling to Kasese and Bwera has reduced. Now, bus operators say this comes at a time when they're already struggling with high fuel prices.
We usually transport passengers traveling to and from Congo, but since the border was closed, we now mainly take passengers going to Kasese and Bwera. However, we are operating at half capacity because there are fewer passengers. The bus was supposed to leave at 8 a.m., but it is now 1 p.m. and it is still here because there are not enough passengers. We are waiting for more people before departing.
Nobert Atukunda, NTV News.